This is Algebra 2, Lesson 4.2. In this lesson, we're going to start looking at transforming different graphs. One transformation is a translation, and that is a fancy way to say slide. So I'm going to take a standard function like the linear functions that we looked at in Chapter 2 and move them, slide them around the graph. So I want to bring back point slope form, which is again what we looked at in Chapter 2. And we're going to kind of use this as a basis to translate a bunch of different graphs. So if I want to write an equation with a line of slope 2 that goes through the origin, remember the coordinates of the origin are 0, 0, so that's my x1 and that's my y1. And I write my y equals equation. That's just a standard equation in point slope form. Normally we simplify it and leave off the zeros, but I'm going to keep them there just to show the differences when we translate our graphs. So in number 2 we're going to keep the exact same slope, but instead of going through the origin, we're going to go through a point 3 units higher than the origin. So that would be the point 0, 3. So it's still x minus 0, but now it's 3 units up. The third one, same slope, we're going to go through a point 4 units lower than the origin. So that's my x1, y1. And I can do plus negative 4, but I'm going to stick with minus 4, a little simpler. So we can see that moving a graph, translating a graph up and down, involves adding and subtracting numbers in that y1 location. So the next one is going to have me move the line 3 units to the right of the origin. If it's 3 units to the right of the origin, that would be 3, 0. So we're keeping the same slope, and we're going to go x minus 3 plus 0. The last one says we're going to go 1 unit to the left and 2 units up from the origin. So that's y equals 2x minus negative 1. I changed my minus negative to a plus, and then up 2. And so the general idea is anytime you're going to go up or down, that number's in the y1 spot. And anytime you're going to affect the left and right, it's in that x1 spot. But it's kind of weird in the x spot, because when I went to the right, we think of left and right in terms of positive numbers on the right and negative numbers on the left. But I had a minus and it went to the right, and I had a plus and it went to the left. So that's actually backwards. When I write my general format for my rule, slope goes in front, x minus h affects the horizontal, plus k affects the vertical. So this is going to move my graph left and right, whatever number I put where the h is. If I leave that sign a minus, it will move the whole graph to the right. If I adjust that sign to a plus, it'll move the whole graph to the left. And then whatever value I put in with k is going to affect whether my graph moves up and down. Plus will move the whole graph up, switching it to a minus will move the whole graph down. The first example says, describe how the graph of f of x equals 4 plus 2 quantity x minus 3 is a translation of the graph f of x equals 2x. So, describe means I'm going to put in words, did this move left or right or up or down? How many did it move? I know the slope is 2, so I'm going to leave that be. I'm looking at this piece here and this piece here. One of those pieces moved my graph to the side, one moved it vertically. So the x minus 3, that is my horizontal component. Because it's a minus, I know minus means my graph moves to the right. The 4 is my vertical component. In my format up here, I put it at the back, but just because it's at the front doesn't mean anything. It's still outside of the parentheses, so that's still my vertical component. And because it's a positive 4, I'm going up 4. So there's my description. My graph translated right 3, up 4. Letter B says write an equation for the function g of x equals 4x, translated to the left 6 units and down 7 units. So if I want to go left 6, left and right is affected inside the parentheses. So I want to go left, that'll be a plus 6 in the parentheses. The down is affected outside the parentheses. If I want to go down, I need to do a minus 7 outside of the parentheses. So my slope is 4. In the parentheses, I need a plus 6. And out of the parentheses, I need a minus 7. So again, we're keeping these format kind of the same. We're subbing in a slope, we're subbing in a horizontal translation, we're subbing in a vertical translation. And that's all there is to it. So please let me know if you have any questions, and good luck on the exercises.